friends, welcome to Sailing Liberty.
We're really glad you're back.
This week, everything gets put back together. So many bits and pieces. And I want to say super big thank you to our friends Rob and Poco for giving us this beautiful, safe haven.
God bless you guys. You know what? With the right tides, weather, and esprit de corps, we are going to be sailing very shortly.
Today
on Sailing Liberty!
We are in the engine compartment and we discovered that the wet exhaust hose has a giant hole. What we do now is we're gonna close the water in here. This is one more thing that can sink the boat. We have a new hose, Shield Flex 2, and this is $47 for this hose, and this is gonna go instead.
Exact same hose. It's Lloyd's registered, high quality, wet exhaustives.
I have a screwdriver and I'm getting off those old hose clamps. They only have one. When we put them back, we're gonna put 2 hose clamps back. Let's hope the water is off. Got the first one off.
The hose that leads to the vacuum breaker is the same vintage, so we're gonna replace it too.
This hose is pretty crusty actually. I'm so happy we are changing it up to the new one. Wow. Woo! It broke!
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
broke.
Thank God it didn't break while we were motoring during the hurricane.
Wow! That's scary. Just from the hose clamp.
Wow!
Could have sunk the boat really fast. Ooh! Oh no! Look! What? Ooh!
Oh
So
man.
crusty. Oh no!
You're breaking it with your bare little girl hands.
That's bad when you can break the hose like that, right?
Yeah, it should be like the toughest thing on the boat.
Everything is broken, you just don't know it yet. It broke from the whole tool. What? I just broke it. Look at that.
That just broke off of both ends, the mixing elbow and the vacuum brake.
Wow.
Gee.
I'm a little bit afraid now.
I'm glad we saw that little bit of rust hole there.
Yeah, glad we have another hose.
Yeah,
a
brand new.
one.
Yeah.
Thank
All right.
God.
Thank God. Let's say a prayer of thanksgiving that we did not lose our ship for this problem.
Yeah.
Amen.
Maintenance. Wow.
Crazy.
That.
All right, let's clean those bits and pieces up and let's remount it and put on the new hose. Wow. The only thing holding that hose together,
A little scary.
keeping out the sea, is the grace of God, keeping liberty afloat.
Can't believe it.
Now we know that this is the year of manufacture, 2000. So this hose is 24 years old. That's how long you get before it crumbles in your hands. And our new one is 2023. This stuff is old and crappy. There's the wire, rusted.
Wow.
Well, that came off really easy. Crazy. Got the Ventus. It says a vacuum breaker. That is a piece of garbage.
The new hose is going in. By the grace of God, this boat has been safe. Whoa! And I think we have to cut it a little shorter, and then we're gonna put the vacuum breaker on the top. Screwing in the hose clamps. The final step. Okay. Wow. Nice. Putting a little height on it. The hoses are in. The boat is safe. Now let's open the valve.
And check for leaks.
Okay. Nothing leaks. Everything is all right.
Wow, Helen, thank you for the perfect little meal on the run. Squeeze it in, perfect timing.
Indian food.
Oh yeah, it's delicious Indian food with an avocado or two there.
Friends, you know it's getting serious when I start scrubbing the cockpit. We have to clean everything up in order to paint. Squeaky clean. Wow, this work is brutal. It's gonna be so nice, Dad. Everything gonna be so beautiful.
Fresh and clean and ready for the sea.
Oh yeah. The cockpit is where I sleep on the sea, so I want everything to look nice. It's gonna be my bedroom. Sunsets and wake up first thing with a sunrise. Woo.
That's a good first pass.
It's gonna look amazing.
Are you excited to get to the sea?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big week.
I'm applying a little bit stripper on the cabin tops to get away the old paint. I did a test batch with orange stripper and it takes off all the latest paint. What I discovered is the first coat is somebody slapped a house paint on it, which is peeling everywhere. Then it was painted off-white, but the original color is actually white. The boat looks like really bad because it's just peeling off.
I'd say you got a good test.
And before we paint the boat, we have to fix all the life-threatening problems. Everything is sanded the best I could. It looks pretty nice, not perfect, but we're gonna put a little coat of paint on and then we have nice time sailing.
We've got the cockpit cleaned out. Helen's got it scrubbed to within an inch of its life. And you know what? We've had a few comments from you guys. A couple of you have suggested we should get the boat painted. Well, here you go. We're gonna do a couple little touch-ups in here and it's gonna make a big difference.
Plan is to do a little touch-ups, and when we have more budget for the paint, we're gonna do everything.
Yeah, this is just a light, flat paint that'll just give a little touch-up, take some of the ugly off, and when the time comes, there won't be anything to just go ahead and sand it all out and make it really good. A big job, the full job, the complete job is yet to come. There we go. Don't overdo it. Bunch of light coats is the way to go.
Quick little chop, but the boat looks already so much better. Wow, looking good!
That's a quick touch-up there, folks. You know, don't mind if I do.
All right, used to be somebody's old roof, and now it's a bulkhead for our electric locker, and it's gonna build me a set of shelves. It's all sanded out and ready for paint. So to speed things up, I put cup hooks in them. That way I can paint both sides at the same time. Nice oil-based paint here. We'll do the top here first. This is just our white utility paint. We use it for everything on board. Some good old Rust-Oleum oil-based paint. Wouldn't want the captain's wardrobe to get snagged. The only point of the first coat is to be the first coat, and it's doing a great job of that right now. Let's hang it up to dry. All right. You know what we're gonna do with this tomorrow? The second coat. All right, that's it. We got both sides painted on the same day with this cup hook trick. We got them hang to dry. Both sides will be perfectly evenly dry and no damage to either side. Looking good. Let's move on to the next step. When we set up the boom gallows, it was as quick as possible so we could get underway and get down and do our first shakeout cruise down to Tarpon Springs for a haul out.
And next voyage, we're gonna give it a little notch on the boom gallows so we make sure our boom gonna ride smoothly over the boom gallows and we don't have any problems.
Now it's time to refine it and make it a little nicer before we go out and test it again. So right now I'm trying to line it up with the solar panels. I'm looking down the rifle barrel across the top of these solar panels. They're pretty good, they're nice and flat, and that shows me where I'm gonna be here. Now my pen is gonna add a little bit to the bottom, but I'm gonna just go ahead and give myself a reference mark. for what it's worth. And I guess we should do the same on the other side. What I'm thinking is we're gonna get a nice curve on here, so if the boom comes flying in, instead of catching the edge, it'll just ramp right up and make sure we're nice and high and clear of the solar panels. The other thing we wanna do while we're at it is put 2 more notches so that we can angle the boom to either side. That way we can choose which side to rest the boom if that's what we wanna do, whether it's to get the boat to ride a little better at anchor or just to clear one panel completely for more solar power coming in. So I'm gonna mark it, I'm gonna go right to the corner here.
I'm taking off the set screws. Then we're gonna take the boom gallows off together with the fittings and finish it up.
You're replacing that anyway?
Yes.
Darn thing.
Oh, and the funny thing is, look at the Allen wrench. I bent it with all of the set screws. That was like so astonishing.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it was like, how's that possible?
Twisted. It's like a corkscrew now.
The glamorous life of the yachting. You take a $10,000 boat and turn into the $1 million custom-made yacht. It's off, and now you can take the gallows off. It's quite heavy, and then start cutting and staining. Daddy's taking the boom gallows off. Is it heavy?
You better get out of the way. Here I come. Just kidding. It is actually quite a dense piece of wood. Oh yeah.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
All right. Once again to land. This should be the last shaping and the final analysis. All right, so we had this crazy idea. We have this glass tabletop that has the perfect shape. So you're always looking for the perfect shape, you know? So we're thinking, ooh, that looks pretty yachty. I'll take that. Now let's take this thing. I just marked up the glass and go down to the other side. I'm hoping I'm doing this right. I kind of have to just go for it. Well, after looking at all the classic designs and lots of photographic evidence, this is the shape I think to go with. It's kind of a shoulder.
They're gonna cut it with the sawzall, gonna modify the boom gallows. Really tough wood, mahogany.
Habby, pixie scabby. That don't look too shabby.
Looks like a real historic boom gallows that you see on old ships.
Classic 3 positions for the boom, whatever circumstances may require. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Burn, burn, burn.
In a ring of fire.
Wow, it's tight. That one's a little wider, which is fine. Just need to know it. Perfect. Gotta love that. Woo! All right, it's looking good. Can't beat that. And tomorrow we stain and varnish.
The first coat of varnish goes on the boom gallows. Looking good.
It takes a lot to have a world-class yacht. It's upkeep and continuous upkeep. The dew fell on it. It took all the shine off, but it's still got the thick layer on it. By the time you're varnishing, you're already winning.
The boom gallows is ready and it's finally going on the boat. heavy.
Wow, it looks nice.
It's really heavy. Okay. Looks great. The boom gallows is in. We have a historic shipbuilding with some new age electrical generation. Looks marvelous. Oh, nice. Well, looks beautiful. What do you guys think?
Now I am assembling the dinghy. This is really exciting. I'm doing a few last little underpinnings and structural elements that I didn't do before, and then it all goes together with all the bright work and the deck work, and it's gonna be gorgeous. Let's get to it. Just taking a stainless steel carriage bolt and turn it into a very nautical round head screw.
Oh, look at that beautiful groove. Very nautical. This is the backing plate.
Ooh, it's getting exciting. It's finally getting bolted together. It's a long day coming, and I'm glad it's finally here. All right, it's the final assembly of the structure. Bolts are 3/16 stainless steel.
Extra corrosion resistant. You hammer them in.
Yeah, punches in the square part of the shaft there at the top by the head. That's what makes it a carriage bolt. It locks it in so it won't turn. I have the grooves for backup, but hopefully it'll just lock in. I'll be able to throw the nut on it, put some height on it. Rock solid.
Oh yeah.
Pieced together a bunch of trimmings of beaded polystyrene and stuffed it into the forepeak there. And I got a kind of a custom shape here. Accommodate the backing plates. And let's see if we can't get this little cutie in next. Let's face it, during one of the hurricanes, the bow of the dinghy did sink. So flotation is definitely needed in the front. All right, let's see if it fits.
Ooh. So nice.
Tight fit. That's the way I like it. Quick tip, and I've done it before. Just take a nice oil-based paint and paint your styrofoam. I'm not adding any weight really to speak of. It'll keep it from crumbling, and it'll also keep it a little brighter and cleaner and make it last for years to come. All right, we have our beaded polystyrene in the boat. We got about a cubic foot on each side. They say that air has a buoyancy of 62 pounds for every cubic foot. Now, beaded polystyrene is almost as light as air, but it's not quite there. And we have some wood we're adding in to get the structure to contain it, to hold the load. Let's just say we got conservatively 100 more pounds of buoyancy back here to keep our motor above the waterline, right where we want it. Now let's get the rest of it put together. We're using flathead screws for the traditional look, but they are a pain in the neck to put in, and I really wish we would have gone with Phillips. But it brings me back to my dad's old trick of using an old piece of soap, and you soap up that wood screw, some soap, and it makes a world of difference.
It's called lubrication.
They call it lubrication.
Oh, looks really nautical. I love the flathead look.
A flanged finish washer so that we're not just cutting straight into the finish like a cookie cutter. These positive locking latches give us the firmest, tightest, strongest grasp. That's how it's gonna go. This one, you just crank it and lock it, and it's metal on metal, and it's gonna be rock solid, and this thing isn't coming open under any kind of conditions. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's coming together. Look at this. Yeah, baby. Another hinge used. That's 2 down and 2 to go. Thanks, Robert George, for the 4 hinges. Never thought I'd need 4 hinges, but we're getting through them real quick. It's got 3 conductors. It's 14 gauge. It's oversized and it's round, so it's going to lay really nice in the V-hull. And if it corrodes on us, we'll just replace it down the road. But for now, we'll save a few bucks and use this old extension cord. Hey, call me cheap. I don't mind using this old extension cord. It's tough, it's sun-beaten, it matches the boat, and hey, if it ever gives any trouble, I'll know what the problem is. It'll be a corroded wire, and I can deal with it then. Well, there comes a time when you have to make a terminal block, and it's really not that complicated of a thing, especially for this little 12-volt application here on the dinghy. It gives me a way to connect multiple wires to the same source. I'm going to quickly take this piece of plastic. All right, we got 2 blocks of plastic. I'm sure they're non-conductive, and we're going to attach them to the boat.
Terminal block with little tiny standoffs.
We're going to make a nice lead to the battery so it's easy to install.
Use a marine wire.
We made the terminal block out of plastic because it's non-conductive and it also doesn't get wet. It's a very slick plastic that won't hold any surface water really, and it's going to give us a nice insulated location to make our multiple connections. Negative, controlled circuit for the nav lights, and positive. Great getting presents, and it's that time of year. I'd like to thank Ian S. We love you, Ian. The special note and for this bilge pump. It's exactly what we need for the dinghy. It's a 750 gallon per hour. It is a great bilge pump. It's got a built-in float switch, and that's what we want. Keep it simple, keep it sweet. Let's get this sucker installed. Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's heavy duty, right?
Yeah, this is a great bilge pump. Thank you, Ian S.
Wow, look at that.
Look at that, huh? It's got an internal float switch built right into it, and this little cage gets glued right to the floor. Very nice. Thank you, ENS. Excellent. Perfect. It's going to be permanently wired to the battery, ready to pump water when the float switch engages the power. And we have positive and negative coming from the battery, and we have our control switch for the lights. Now, what else goes on here? Well, we're always going to have power going to our float switch in our bilge pump. So we're going to go ahead and put black to black, and brown is positive in Europe, and so I'm going to put brown on there, brown white in this instance.
Positive and negative.
And that's enough for that. Let's throw a couple wing nuts on it.
That's how you make terminal blocks.
That's it, and it's looking good. All right, we drill a hole and we can run our hose to get this bilge water out of the bilge and into the sea. And then when we turn our switch on, we get power to our lights. And on all the connections,
Electrical is done.
let's give it a try.
Woo! Green. Oh yeah. Wow. Good job.
Ah, it's not too shabby, huh?
Oh no, that did not come on.
Of course it did. You can't fool me. I know it came on.
Wow. Looking good.
Seems pretty good. Somebody did a nice job with that. It fits like a glove.
Looks amazing.
That's 3 hinges from Robert George and 1 to go. And I know what we're going to use it for. Oh yeah. You gotta love it when a plan comes together.
Mmm, yummy.
You want it down as far as you can get it, so it's more in the middle. Oh, how about this? Gonna keep some extra life vests in there, so we always have the complement of life vests on board and whatever else we need for safety checks. And baby, why not? That's it. Last night, and it's the final day on this project. Thank God for that, because we got to get this boat loaded up and get on the move. It's that time, and we got a good dinghy to go with us.
Are you happy?
Oh yeah.
Is it rock solid?
Is it rock solid? Yeah, it's rock solid. Oh yeah. Woohoo!
Okay, we are launching.
Oh, shit, I got the plug in.
You had the one job. Woo! Woo! Wow! Woo! Wow! Woo-hoo-hoo!
It's been a long time coming, and it's coming real nice. Yeah. That just happened. We're back in the water. Beautiful dinghy. Our little runabout. Gallows, Helena.
Good morning. Today we are going out scouting the river. We want to see any changes in the river and the channel. Erosion was pretty bad during Hurricane Helene. Channel markers broken, sandbars. The channel might have shifted a bit. So we want to make sure that we don't run aground when we sail out from here next week. Let's go! This is the
Okay.
top down and this is the side
This
scan.
is out to the side. Right. We'll see. Because I could go out at 2'6". I used to be able to go out at 2'6".
What's your craft?
And you're I'm
6'7".
7. So I'm 14 inches deeper than you are.
Ahoy!
Mackerel skies and mare's tails make tall ships carry short sails.
That point sticks out, gets shallow. This one sticks out and gets shallow.
So far we have been really good. We have enough depth in the river, but now we are getting into the shallow spots. There is the river mouth that is steering, and David is launching the trolling motor.
Well, I'm just going to go down the middle like I normally do.
That's good.
10 feet, we can make it.
And here we are. Repeat.
Rock.
I'm going to go sort of across the channel. Just keep poking.
Oh, falling off the side, I think. It's rocky. Right there. Right there's the edge of it.
Oh, look at the drop. So we want to be, the ramp has to be towards there.
Look at this distance to 40 from here.
Let's see what
Speed.
happens.
So we should hog marker 36. Tide is 1.9. $34.
So we'll make a plan to hug red
See if it stands.
and see if it stands.
I'm getting so excited about sailing next week. I can't believe it. And coming out with David is really making it come to life.
Wow, we're really happy that we went on the scout because this channel is very tricky to maneuver, and we made sure that we don't run aground. We have to hog the red, and the most difficult part is the river mouth because channel has changed. A lot of channel markers are down during the storm, and it's kind of exciting to be in here because next time when we go, we don't come back.
Well, I mean, right now, below 2 foot
What a beautiful day. Wow, now I know what to do. Thank you, David Jagger.
You're most welcome. Untie your lines. Woo! They're not going to untie themselves.
Here's to the adventure and beyond.
You know what? It's been a heck of a week. And now, thanks to David Jagger, we've done the scout and we know what's coming up next. It's the victory lap. It's all the way out to sea and right down the channel. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Well, you know what?
See you next time
on
Sailing Liberty.
Then we look forward to seeing you on the next show. Sailing Liberty.
Arr, why, arr. Charge, you scallywags.
Aye, Captain.
Like any great adventure, it begins with a girl and a sword. Before you know it, the tail twists into a t-shirt.
Hey, click in the link below in description box and get one of our shirts.
Buy now and join the adventure.